Alright, welcome back. It's Griddle Girl and her side cooking. We just finished breakfast. We had some French toast and ate it. We went in, it's delicious. And let it off. And now we are going to work on cleaning this off. So this has been a learning curve for us. Originally we were using this bad boy, this scraper, just kind of getting all the gook off into the grease trap before we cleaned it. I just got this bad boy delivered, so I'm pretty excited to give this a try. This is the Blackstone product. It's got the scouring pad on one side and the brick on the other side with the scraper on the top. We did get some extra scour pads. They come right off, so you can replace those when they get nasty. So we are gonna take this boy for a run and see how it goes. So the first thing I'm gonna do is scrape it, see if I like this better. And one of the things that I've noticed with the scraper is that it sometimes leaves like rusty streaks like this. So I think that tends to mean I'm doing it too hard and get down into the coating on it. So I'm just doing a light scrape. But also when you're done with the clean, if you just do a fresh coat of oil, that gets rid of those streaks. So just scrape. So this thing it sticks to these like little pronger things. It's not doing a great job of sticking. I've had to put it back on a few different times, so we'll see if we can figure out a way to make that stick better, but not my favorite part of this little tool so far. Little man over here helping me making more dishes I'm gonna have to do, so that's fine. Alright, so I like to just scrape it all into the grease trap. Here we are again. I don't think that we don't really have any gook that warrants the brick, so we're not going to play with that today. So I think we got all our goo off. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're just going to water it again. Squirt some water all over the whole thing.
And then scratch it again?
Alright. So originally we were doing all this with paper towels, but being the cheap lady that I am, we decided some reusable kitchen towels would be ideal. So you can see this one's pretty nasty. It's already been used. This is washed. Those are stains, but all that goodness and grease that makes everything delicious is also kind of messy. So we're just reusing this bad boy. Wiping it down. One of the things that we realized pretty early on, and we should have done something different this time around, is if you push your water down into your grease trap, then your grease will never solidify and it will make it difficult to dispose of. So last time I cleaned this off, I remembered to remove the grease tray. Didn't today, but that's okay. I'm just going to flip this. I'm going to try and get all that excess water off, getting in the corners, getting all those pools of grease and goo. Right over here. Just kind of wiping this down. So we don't really have any spots that need any additional scraping. So I think there might have been just a little bit of soap left over on this. So I'm going to send my sidekick inside. Will you go get me? Actually, forget that. We'll just use a paper towel. We do have a little paper towel holder down here, which is super convenient.
Paper towel.
Yeah, so I'm going to give it just one more spray with the water in case that's a little bit of soap. It's just kind of a little bit of white bubblage. So we're just going to give that one more quick go around because we don't want to leave any soap on here. Really, you don't want any soap on it ever, but just a little bit more goo coming off, so we're almost there. Oops, spilled my coffee. Party foul. Alright. Got all the sides and everything. Alright. So we're done with that. And I don't do this every time I cook, but again, because we got some of those streaks when we were scraping, I'm going to go ahead and put a fresh coat of oil on there. So just a quick little squirt. And then I'm going to get a fresh, dry paper towel, or we could use those kitchen towels if I had an extra. Madden, I'm not going to ask you again. Stop. My sidekick is always the most helpful. rub that in, super light coat.
Oh yeah, plants!
So that all the little divots and scrapes are filled in and it's good to go for next time. I didn't use much. Maybe 2 tablespoons, just a quick zigzag squirt over it. Just to give it one good, nice, fresh coat. The paper towel is sliding pretty easily right over the top, not touching on anything, so I think we're in good shape.
Daddy,
So I got this
see.
griddle for Christmas after visiting friends in the Blue Ridge Mountains who cook outdoors on theirs, and everything was so delicious. So it's now what, January 9th, so I've had it for, well, I've been using it actively for about a week, so I'm still in the stage of owning it where I need to keep it nice and pristine. So I'm also going to use a handy dandy wipe to just kind of clean off all the edges, anything that got splashed, or kid fingerprints, or I might have spilled my wine, you never know. So I just keep giving it a good wipe. Yep, definitely spilled the coffee. That one needs a little bit of absorbing. Get that cleaned up. So we also bought a grill mat to put underneath it. So that helps. We were advised that there is oftentimes lots of splatter, grease splatter, and we have this nice cobblestone deck out here in our back patio. So we got that to try and keep the ground from getting all nasty underneath it. Maybe should have gone a hair bigger because it doesn't really leave a whole lot of splash room, but so far we haven't had anything super greasy. So one of the other cool things about this grill is that these shelves fold on down. So you just lift, and that one won't go all the way down because that's where the propane tank is, but it goes down far enough that we can get our cover on it. We live in Florida where we get lots of rain, so we always want to keep it covered. Alright, it's got this cool little shelf underneath it, which so far seems that when it rains, nothing gets down there. So I'm going to store, actually let me give that a wipe down first so we don't have that gook next time. But we're going to keep our tool under here rather than hanging on the side shelf since we put that shelf down. And I'm going to send my sidekick inside with my tools to get those washed up.
Even your gloves?
Yep, we got some heat-resistant gloves. Mostly we use those when we were doing our first seasoning, rubbing oil on the hotness.
Oh, yay!
We keep them out here just in case there's anything I need to grab at. Turns out they weren't completely heat-proof, so I did get a little burned, but nothing I couldn't come back from. That one will go all the way down because this propane tank is not attached. So it folds down just like that. There's that little holder for the paper towel under there, but if we stick it right under there and put our cover on, that tends to keep it dry. So we've got a nice, smooth, oiled down griddle top, nice and clean, no debris left on it. Now it looks like it is ready to go for our next cook. So I'm gonna pop the cover on it just in case we get any pollen or rain this afternoon. But chances are we'll be back here this evening cooking on it again. Thanks for joining us.
Don't forget to hit the like button.